Many of us here in the US are waking up this morning to our investments and stocks plummeting. I know I made the mistake of checking my account. Trump's tariffs have had a huge, huge impact on the economy and will continue to do so. You know it's a bad sign when his former vice president, Mike Pence, is speaking out directly against these tariffs and warning that the average American will be losing $3,500 this year as a result of the tariffs. Do you know how many people voted for this administration without even understanding what a tariff is? But do you know who did explain it and did warn over and over? Kamala Harris.
On Fox News, Jessica Tarlov pointed out the very painful truth that Donald Trump's tariffs and policies are raising costs for everyday Americans. Of course, Jesse Waters and everybody else on the panel could not stand it. Check this out.
In wake of Trump tariffs, John Deere announces mass layoffs. PepsiCo will increase carbonated soft drink concentrate prices by 10%. Sony is raising PS5 prices in the U.S. by $50 across all models, and electric bills are up 10% so far this year. The election, you can say it was about whatever you want, it was about cost of living.
She is absolutely right for calling this out. And of course, the panel saying, oh, she's got headlines to read. No, those are just basic facts. Donald Trump campaigned on the fact that the cost of living in this country is way too high right now. He promised us that he was going to lower it. He targeted something that is making all of us suffer.
Family, white people are now waking up to what black folks have been complaining about for centuries. Life is becoming very, very expensive for white people. This is the actual cost of racism. The rent right now is becoming very, very expensive. When you look at the prices of basic commodities, crazy as days goes by. This is thanks to racism. The cost of racism is becoming more and more expensive as days goes by, and it is becoming unbearable, not only to white people, but also to the black and brown communities. You know, for the longest time, they thought that these will only affect black and brown people. But right now, it's also affecting white communities, and they are coming out and saying enough is enough. They are calling out each other. They are talking about these things that are affecting them, things that people in the recent months, recent years thought could only affect black folks. So family, I want you to watch this video as white folks call out each other and speak about the heavy cost that comes with racism. Once the video is done, we will get back and do a critical analysis about the same. Let's watch this video together, family.
Hey everyone, well, I am stopping by the grocery store to pick up a few things, and I just want to spend a moment talking about the affordability crisis, because right now the cost of living is completely out of control, and we know that things are only going to get worse with all of these tariffs that the president is putting out there. And you know, let's all be real. I think we all know that the president probably hasn't been shopping in a while, if ever, and so he has no idea what he's doing and how it's impacting the American people. And all you have to do is go grocery shopping and see what's going on. I mean, the cost of eggs, the cost of milk, everything is sky high right now. And I mean, we're talking about everything. We're talking about the cost of our utilities, the cost of housing, and on top of that, they're talking about cutting basic programs that help our people. We're talking about programs that help you pay your bills, like LIHEAP, which helps with heating costs. We're talking about Medicaid that helps with healthcare costs. We're talking about SNAP benefits that help you actually go grocery shopping. We're talking about housing programs that help our low-income families, and they're attacking programs that you spent your whole life actually paying into, like Social Security. And so I think we're at a potential crisis moment for the cost of living. And I mean, guys, look, this is the cost of eggs right now. I mean, this is outrageous. This is at my neighborhood grocery store in Albuquerque. $8.49 a carton. $12.49 in the carton next to it. I mean, we have to do something. So It's so important that we continue to have our voices heard, that we continue to speak up, speak out, speak against what's happening, make sure that our representatives know that the affordability crisis is real. We need to be investing in affordable housing. We need to be supporting families who need extra help. We need to be addressing the cost of living and our groceries, not supporting ridiculous tariffs that are just going to make things worse. So we are fighting for our people, fighting to protect these vital programs and to ensure that all of us can afford to live in this great country of ours and continue to support our families. So I will see you all later. I'm gonna go get some more groceries, and I love you all, and I'll see you soon.
Well, I just spoke to my mother who's in the nursing home. You know, she and my family have told me for the past 10 years to keep my mouth shut and to not offend people with my, political views, because my political views are, let's take care of people. Let's not be assholes. And let's not lie about facts, because immigrants are not more dangerous than the men that have my skin color. Never have been. Never will be. Ever. We are the predators. It's on every single map. It's charts and graphs, man. If you have problems with numbers, it's basic charts and graphs. Okay, but I digress. My mom called. She's already heard about what's happening at the nursing homes because she lives in a nursing home. Thank God my brother put her in a nursing home in Kansas and not Missouri. That's her only hope, is that she's in a blue state. Of course, Kansas is still full of a whole bunch of, my dad used to say, sunflowers and sons of bitches, but I loved Kansas. Missouri's the sons of bitches. Missouri's holding a special election, trying to get everybody redistricted because they are the bootlicking. What does Trump have on them? He's holding everybody hostage. But now, here's where they fucked up. They passed that big, beautiful bill, and everyone said, oh, we're going to get all these people that don't deserve Medicaid off of Medicaid. Shit, whatever. Y'all that don't understand how anything works, that's not how it works. There's nobody on Medicaid that doesn't fully qualify for Medicaid. They only look through your fucking doctor's records. Idiots. Okay, but my mom called, and she's not sure what she's going to do. And the only good thing, and if this video got out to my brother, he would say, yeah, there's my sister. We told that motherfucker never to vote for Donald Trump. My brother there are familial responsibilities in 29 states out of 50. And what that means is, it's a little known fact that children are responsible for their parents. That's for their food, clothing, housing, and medical care. The children are financially responsible for their parents. Now, you may have had a bad mom. You may have had a horrible dad. But because of the fact that they are your parent, there is a little known fact called a filial, F-I-L-L-A-L, I believe it is, responsibility. Means that you are responsible for all of the bills, for all of your mother's medication, for all of your mother's welfare, for her clothes, for her food. Oh, she's not going to get SNAP benefits because we already cut all the SNAP benefits. So I hope you don't mind working a third job to take care of your mom. And I told my mom this afternoon, good thing her son's Republican. The only family member in our family that is Republican is one of my brothers. And we don't know what the fuck happened to him. I mean, we're all Democrats. As far as the eye can see, we've got one lone Republican, but he's the one that insisted on voting for Donnie John. So now he's going to be finding out because I have one brother that is not super healthy, not able to take care of my mother. And then I'm out here in California. I'm not bringing her out here. I don't even have a place to live out here where I could take care of her. Dadgummit. I saw a gal that was a physical therapy tech, and she's like, well, they said they were going to send my dad home from the nursing home. So I went down a rabbit hole. What fucking rabbit hole? We've been telling you they were lying. We told you they were lying. You don't need to go down a rabbit hole. All you need to do is listen to other humans. See, the only way that we were able to come from the East Coast to the West Coast is we got into a wagon trail with a bunch of other people and we circled our wagons together. We've always done that since the beginning of humanity. We listen to each other and take advice from each other. That's how we survive in this big, crazy, fucked up place called Earth. We have done that since we began speaking. We chose a leader, the person that was the smartest, the person that was the most qualified, no matter what color their skin was. no matter where they went to college, or even if they had a cackly laugh. Apparently Marjorie Taylor Greene is sick of the good old boys club. You think? You think? The whole thing is a good old boys club. Trump is out here saying today that he's not going to give federal funds to anybody that doesn't support all of Israel's companies. You don't think he's not holding something over on those people? The Republicans that keep bending to him? Would you bend to that man? Can you imagine what it's like to be his wife? Can you imagine what that disaster is like? Every time she says something happened, he says, no, it didn't. Every time she wants to talk about something, all he's got coming out of his mouth are lies, lies, lies. Just more lies. Lies for her and lies for him. Lies for all of them. Because all they do is lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. So we have disabled people in our red states trying to decide, can I get to another country? Or do I just have to have a plan B here? Because I will not sit here with no food, no medicine, and no place to live. We've abandoned our elderly. And the people that act like they're surprised, we all fucking told you this was going to happen. But see, the big beautiful bill passage wasn't supposed to go into effect until after the 2026 elections. So they were smart enough. Oh, and a lot of things won't even go into effect until after the 2028 elections. Because your old boy's building himself a grand ballroom with gold chairs that he can just be hanging over. Dudes, the Republicans are in for a shock. 29 states where it is the adult children's responsibility to pay for everything for grandma and grandpa. You got a spouse that needs extended care? Fuck that. He's coming home now. We have no place to put our Alzheimer's people. We have no place to put our dementia people. We have no place to put our Parkinson's people. We have no place to put people after they've had a stroke. We have no place. Because see, what used to happen is people used to have things like health insurance that paid for nursing home care and long-term care. Didn't pay for it anymore. See, because our health insurance CEOs, they just keep cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. They're the gatekeeper that keep us from our own medical care. Only place you're going to get good medical care for your grandma? Mexico. Hopefully you can get her down to Mexico City or Canada. Hopefully you have some sort of big in-demand job, which is one of the reasons why if you are an older woman, I don't care if you never wanted to be a nurse, if you never wanted to be a nurse anesthetist, if you never wanted to be a nurse practitioner, sucks to suck, now might be the time. If you thought you were too old, I tell you, one of the reasons, they're always going to need healthcare people everywhere. I don't care if you're an ambulance driver, I don't care what, but if you may need to get out of this country with your mother in order to get her care. I went through this a couple years ago, saying that I wanted to move my mother to Ireland, where she would receive care. She was too scared. She didn't want to leave Kansas City. Thank God my brother got her to Kansas and got her over to the Kansas side, where she's now on Medicaid from Kansas. She knows what's happening. These elderly people are going to be tossed in the street because these for-profit businesses, and they are all for profit, are not going to keep grandma and grandpa pay for their meds, pay for everything when they are not getting paid back by Medicaid. They won't be able to staff the place. The only way that any hospital stays staffed is through Medicaid reimbursements. And when those dry up, which they will, because our dumb friends thought that this Medicaid cut was only going to hurt able-bodied young men living in their mother's basement. Because the Republicans are lying. That's all they do is lie. So call your grandma or see her while you can while she's still here. Because this is going to be bad.
On Fox News, Jessica Tarloff pointed out the very painful truth that Donald Trump's tariffs and policies are raising costs for everyday Americans. Of course, Jesse Waters and everybody else on the panel could not stand it. Check this out.
In wake of Trump tariffs, John Deere announces mass layoffs. PepsiCo will increase carbonated soft drink concentrate prices by 10%. Sony is raising PS5 prices in the U.S. by $50 across all models, and electric bills are up 10% so far this year. The election, you can say it was about whatever you want, it was about cost of living.
She is absolutely right for calling this out. And of course, the panel saying, oh, she's got headlines to read. No, those are just basic facts. Donald Trump campaigned on the fact that the cost of living in this country is way too high right now. He promised us that he was going to lower it. He targeted something that is making all of us suffer and said he was going to fix it. Now he's doing the exact opposite. Tariffs are taxes. They are a tax on the American consumers, and it's that simple. Now people are losing their jobs, families are paying more for basic goods, and even gaming consoles and electric bills are climbing. And the worst part, Trump will say it's for the economy or it's to punish foreign countries, but the actual people being punished are us. The price of groceries, energy, and technology will skyrocket while wages stay stagnant and billionaires get tax cuts. That is Donald Trump's America.
Many of us here in the US are waking up this morning to our investments and stocks plummeting. I know I made the mistake of checking my account. Trump's tariffs have had a huge, huge impact on the economy and will continue to do so. You know, it's a bad sign when his former vice president, Mike Pence, is speaking out directly against these tariffs and warning that the average American will be losing $3,500 this year as a result of the tariffs. Do you know how many people voted for this administration without even understanding what a tariff is? But do you know who did explain it and did warn over and over? Kamala Harris. She spoke out directly against what is happening now. And yet, here we are.
Family, you'll notice one thing in this video that I've just posted. Most of the people who are in question in this video are all regretting voting for Donald Trump. You know, most white people voted for Trump knowing that white interests will be met by President Donald Trump. But right now, what is happening in America is very, very uncalled for. Things that they did not see coming. Family, right now, the tariffs are affecting everyone. The cost of basic commodities are going high and high each and every day. They voted Donald Trump knowing very, very well that he discriminates black people. We saw the other day when Donald Trump said that he wants to get rid, of the Museum of the African American History in Washington, D.C. He wants all those artifacts to be removed there, and that history in America should be sold, the history that is able to market the country well, and a history that is not able to divide people. That can easily tell you who Donald Trump is, and that's why many white folks voted for him knowing that they were in good hands, but they did not know that they would end up where they are today. Right now, we are seeing them struggle. We are seeing white people do videos saying how it is expensive even to pay for college fees. In the past years, the reason as to why the government of America introduced high tuition fees for college is because they wanted to stop black families, black children from accessing this education. In the time, they were sure that the white families would be able to afford it, and that was a strategy to keep black people from education. The very same idea they did with the universal healthcare. Right now, America does not have the universal healthcare. The whole idea was that black people will lack this healthcare, and they knew if the universal healthcare was available, both black and white people would benefit from the same. They knew that white folks would be able to pay for surgeries from their pockets. They knew that they could be able to hire private doctors. But what is happening right now in America? These are just regrets. People are tired. People are noticing that discrimination and racism is actually very, very expensive. It has made white people lose what they could have benefited from if it's not for discrimination. Look at the other day, there were cuts in Medicare and Medicaid. People will be going deep into their pockets to ensure that they sustain their parents and grandparents in nursing homes. Things that could have easily been avoided. That's why you're seeing right now Americans complaining, especially white folks, about the cost of living, prices of basic commodities like food, rent is skyrocketing each and every day, and things are becoming unbearable. When we talk about the tariff and its strains, right now, tariffs and global trade wars are jacking up the cost of living. Farmers are struggling, businesses are hurting, and the average white family is online crying about how hard it is to survive. But here's a thing: this system was never sustained. America built its economy on stolen labor, on slavery, on exclusion, on exploiting immigrants, and now when what when that free labor isn't there anymore, when global economies push back, the cracks have now started showing. And right now they are starting to notice the true cost of racism. Let's be real, family. Racism has always been very expensive. It's not about morality, it's about economics. Billions of dollars went into building prisons instead of schools. Look at how racism made American systems to be very, very ungrounded. How do you choose to build more and more prisons, and not build schools? Policing instead of healthcare. Just imagine. This is the heavy cost of racism. Wars instead of communities. And now the same system that was supposed to keep black folks, down in draining white pockets too. Like Dr. King once said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Well, injustice is also a threat to the wallet everywhere. The injustices caused to black people is now draining the pockets of white counterparts too. It's never about black folks now. Everyone is being affected. If it's about money, everyone is paying the very same amount. We are all becoming victims of the big disease, which is racism. The irony is that black folks have been saying forever, this system don't work, it's killing us, and America responded with silence. But the moment white America feels it in their gas prices, their rent, their medical bill, suddenly it's a national emergency. Isn't it funny how the same system designed to exclude black people is now cannibalizing the very people it was meant to protect? Family, just see the irony, right there. Now you see white folks on TikTok crying. How are we supposed to survive on these wages? Welcome to the struggle. White folks, welcome to the struggle. Black people have been surviving on less for centuries. You're mad about the 20% jump in rent? Imagine being locked out of entire neighborhoods because of redlining. You're upset about inflation. Imagine never being allowed to build generational wealth in the first place. We all know that white folks started this race ahead of us. They built generational wealth. We have nothing to our names. We are building whatever we have from scratch. As we close this video, racism has always had a cost. It robbed black people of freedom, wealth, and opportunity. But now the bill is coming back around, and America as a whole is paying for it. So if white America is really tired of crying over bills, tariffs, and how expensive life is, maybe it's time to rethink the foundation of this system and finally build one that's fair for everybody, because the cost of racism is bankrupting the whole nation. So yeah, I'll keep saying it. You can't build a house on a cracked foundation and expect it not to crumble. America is learning the hard way. America was built on the foundation that was very, very weak. A foundation of tears, a foundation of blood, a foundation of death, a foundation of slavery. Just imagine how weak that foundation is, to be able to hold America where it is today. It's actually very, very difficult, family. Family, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the video, and I'd be very, very grateful. I'd also request that you like the video so that it can be recommended to other YouTube users. Fam, we are currently on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and guys, I'd really, really appreciate if you all could take your time and subscribe to the channel. Lastly, the goal of my channel has always been to talk about black stories the black way, because if we give the white supremacists an opportunity to tell our stories, we all know what happens. Our stories are whitewashed, fam. So let us endeavor to share this video so that we may be able to present our stories to the black audience, and we are able to learn together. Thank you, and see you all in our next episode. Goodbye for now.